Phil, what on earth with all that? Sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook. Let's go over it mentally. Okay, you decide to, let's say you're driving to work. You get on the freeway, right? But before you get on the freeway, you tell yourself, don't take big risks. Have you ever told yourself that? Don't take big risks, drive sensibly. So, plan risk management is when you're planning how you're going to manage the risks. You could say, okay, I'm going to take an account of what is happening on the road every few minutes and make sure I'm being safe and I'm not in a risky situation. It's an approach. So planning how to manage risk is number one. Number two, second thing you do is identify risk. Maybe before you leave the house, you say, oh, that 10 is always crazy. The 60 is just as bad. You know what? Let me just take an account of all the possible things that could happen. I could get lost. I could run out of gas. I could encounter a maniac. You know what? These are the potential things that could go wrong. You're just identifying them. Then you could do a qualitative risk analysis. Maybe you're now in the process of driving and you're thinking, should I overtake this person? There's a risk. It may not end well if I do, because let's say you got this dual carriage and you got to go on this side to overtake, and you're looking at the distance between you and the oncoming traffic. You do a quick analysis. Is it worth it? It's kind of like a qualitative. A quantitative risk analysis is where you're more precise and you're putting a dollar amount. And in the world of risk, we do both. You do a qualitative, high, medium, low, and then you do a quantitative in some companies, which is going into the actual dollar amount. And then the probability from a scientific perspective. You look at probability in percent, you look at impact in dollars, you multiply them. In PMI's world, we call that expected monetary value. Mm-hmm. So you could go really deep into that stuff, but it's one of the things that you should know about for the exam. Then you plan risk responses based on which risks are the hugest, the big ones that can just make our project vanish. Then you go after those big ticket ones, the ones that aren't as significant,